Do your legs feel weaker these days? Have you noticed that when you stand up from a chair, your knees wobble or your thighs feel soft, almost like jelly? Maybe you walk across a room and suddenly your legs feel heavy, your balance isn't what it used to be, or even worse, you stumble over nothing at all. If you've been experiencing this, I need you to pay close attention, because what I'm about to share could completely change how strong and steady your legs feel in the coming years. And let me be very clear from the start, this is not medical advice, I'm not your doctor, and this isn't a substitute for professional care. But I'm going to give you real, practical information about how the food you eat may be secretly draining the strength from your legs after 60. This is information you may not have heard before, and if you take it seriously, it could make a huge difference in your mobility, your independence, and your safety. Now, think about your daily meals. Every time you sit down for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, do you consider how that food affects your legs? Or do you just eat whatever is convenient, tasty, or familiar? Most people don't realize that what seems harmless on your plate can slowly, quietly weaken your muscles, damage circulation, and impair balance. That's why today, we are diving into the top 5 foods that weaken your legs after 60, and why avoiding them could literally help prevent falls, stumbles, and that feeling of my legs don't feel like mine anymore. Let's start with processed meats. I'm talking about bacon, hot dogs, sausages, and deli meats. They're quick, convenient, and many people eat them multiple times a week, sometimes even daily. But here's the problem. Processed meats are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and nitrates. These compounds increase inflammation in your body and damage small blood vessels. Over time, your muscles, especially your legs, don't get enough oxygen and nutrients, leaving them weaker and slower to respond. Imagine this. You wake up, make a quick breakfast, and cook a few slices of bacon with your eggs. Delicious, right? But inside your body, that sodium is pulling water away from your muscles and your blood vessels, subtly making it harder for your leg muscles to function. You might not notice today, or even tomorrow, but over months and years, this contributes to that jelly legs feeling. And if your muscles can't respond quickly, a simple stumble over a rug or uneven floor can become dangerous. Have you ever noticed swelling in your ankles after a salty meal? That's another sign that your circulation is being taxed, and your muscles aren't getting the support they need. And it's not just about one meal, it's about consistent daily habits. Comment below if you recognize this as a habit in your own life, because acknowledging it is the first step to changing it. Next, let's talk about sugary foods and drinks. Candy, pastries, breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, sweetened beverages. These are everywhere, and many people don't even think about the effect they have. Sugar spikes your blood glucose, giving you a quick burst of energy, but it crashes just as fast. That crash leaves you weak, unsteady, and can cause your legs to feel heavy and fatigued faster than they should. Imagine going for a short walk after a sugary breakfast. At first, you feel okay, maybe even energized. But 20 minutes later, your legs feel heavy, your knees ache, and your balance feels off. That's not just fatigue. That's your body literally being robbed of stable energy for your muscles. Over time, excess sugar also contributes to insulin resistance and inflammation, which directly affects circulation and nerve function in the legs. This can even lead to peripheral neuropathy, tingling, numbness, and weakness in your feet, which is a major risk factor for falls. Now, here's where it gets surprising for most people: low-fat or skim dairy. You might think, I'm doing the right thing by drinking skim milk or eating fat-free yogurt. But in reality, these products often contain added sugars and artificial flavorings to replace the taste lost when fat is removed. Fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin D and K2, which are crucial for bone and muscle health, are also harder to absorb without fat. So while you may feel virtuous drinking that skim milk, your legs aren't getting the nutrients they need to stay strong. Think about 2 neighbors. Both are in their 60s. One drinks whole milk, the other drinks skim. Both exercise occasionally, both eat reasonably healthy. 10 years later, the one drinking whole milk has retained stronger muscles and better balance. The one drinking skim struggles with weaker legs and occasional instability. Which one would you rather be? Comment below if you were surprised by this, because most people assume low-fat automatically means healthy, but for leg strength after 60, it's not that simple. Before you go, if you're over 50 or in your golden years, don't miss out on tips that can truly make a difference in your health and independence. Subscribe now and join a community of seniors who are taking small but powerful steps towards stronger bodies, sharper minds, and a better quality of life. One click could be the start of feeling better every single day, so hit that subscribe button today. Next on the list are refined carbohydrates. White bread, white rice, regular pasta, crackers, food stripped of fiber, protein, and nutrients. They digest quickly, spike blood sugar, then leave you crashing. When your muscles crash along with your blood sugar, it leaves them weak and less able to respond quickly. Imagine eating a plate of pasta or a big sandwich for lunch. 2 hours later, you feel heavy, sluggish, and your legs feel like they're carrying extra weight. That's your muscles crying out for real fuel. Over time, diets high in refined carbs contribute to inflammation, slow recovery, and muscle loss, or sarcopenia, which is the age-related weakening of muscles. This is a major reason older adults stumble more frequently and feel less confident on their feet. Have you noticed yourself relying on bread or pasta at nearly every meal? Comment yes if that sounds like your diet. Awareness is the first step toward change. And finally, fried foods. French fries, fried chicken, donuts, delicious, but loaded with trans fats and oxidized oils. These fats trigger inflammation that damages muscles and joints and interfere with recovery. When your repair mechanisms are compromised, your leg muscles shrink, your calves weaken, and your reflexes slow. That means when something unexpected happens, a loose rug, a step off the curb, your legs may not respond fast enough to prevent a fall. Picture this. You grab a quick lunch at the drive-thru, a fried sandwich, and fries. It tastes good. You feel momentarily satisfied. But 2 hours later, your energy dips, your legs feel heavy, and you notice a slight wobble walking back to your car. That wobble, that's fried food stealing strength in real time. Over years, repeated exposure weakens legs steadily. Comment below if you can relate, because recognizing these patterns is essential. Now, I want to pause and ask a few reflective questions. Do your legs tire faster than they used to? Do you reach for the counter or furniture more often? Do you notice numbness, tingling, or heaviness in your calves or feet? Every yes is a signal that your body is reacting to diet, age, and activity. The good news is that you can start to reverse this with awareness and action. But let's also talk about context. Weak legs are not only about muscles. Circulation, nerve function, bone density, and inflammation all play a role. That's why avoiding these 5 foods is only part of the solution. You also need adequate protein, healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, and regular activity to truly preserve leg strength. But understanding what is harming your legs is the first step. Here's a story to make it real. Mary, 68, loved baking pastries for her family. Every morning she had a croissant or sweetbread with coffee. Over time, she noticed her knees ached, her calves tired quickly, and she began needing to hold onto furniture when standing up. One day, she tripped on a small rug and almost fell. She realized it wasn't just aging, it was her daily sugar intake, her low-quality carbs, and her love of processed breakfast foods. She gradually switched to more whole foods, added protein and healthy fats, and practiced gentle leg strengthening exercises. Within months, she noticed her knees felt stronger, her calves more resilient, and her balance improved. She hadn't just avoided falls, she reclaimed confidence in her legs. The lesson? Even long-standing habits can be changed, and your legs can recover strength if you start now. Awareness of the foods that weaken legs after 60 is a powerful first step. Knowing what to avoid is only half the battle. What do you do next? How do you feed your body in a way that restores strength, builds muscle, and keeps your legs steady, confident, and ready for anything? That's exactly what we are diving into now. Let's start with an obvious, but often overlooked, principle. Protein is king. After 60, your body doesn't rebuild muscle as efficiently as it did in your 30s or 40s. That means every meal without enough protein is a missed opportunity to maintain leg strength. But not all protein is created equal. Lean meats like chicken, turkey, fish, and even eggs provide high-quality protein, while plant-based sources like lentils, beans, and quinoa also offer essential amino acids for muscle repair. Picture this. You start your morning with scrambled eggs mixed with spinach and a sprinkle of cheese. That's protein, fiber, and healthy fat all in one. 30 minutes later, you notice your legs feel more energized when you stand up to get the mail, or when you start walking across the kitchen. That's not imagination. That's your muscles getting the fuel they need to function properly. And here's the secret. It's not just about eating protein, it's about timing. Spread it across all meals. A breakfast with eggs, a lunch with beans or fish, a dinner with lean chicken or tofu. That consistent supply helps your muscles rebuild continuously. Many seniors make the mistake of eating low protein at breakfast, thinking they can make up for it later. But the damage has already started by then. Next, let's talk healthy fats. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel, as well as flax seeds and walnuts, are incredibly powerful for muscle and joint health. They reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and even help with nerve function, all crucial for strong legs. Imagine adding a small serving of salmon to your dinner 3 times a week. Over time, you may notice your knees ache less after walking, your calves tire slower, and your overall balance improves. That's not a coincidence. And while we are on the topic of inflammation, antioxidant-rich foods are another game changer. Berries, dark leafy greens, tomatoes, peppers. These foods help fight the oxidative stress that can accelerate muscle breakdown. Think of it as armor for your legs. You can add blueberries to your breakfast yogurt, toss some spinach into an omelette, or snack on bell pepper slices in the afternoon. Small habits, big results. Now, let's get practical. Many people worry that changing their diet means giving up all the foods they enjoy. That's not true. It's about swaps, not sacrifices. For instance, if you love bread, swap white bread for sprouted whole grain bread. If you crave fries, bake sweet potato wedges with olive oil instead. If you enjoy cheese, choose full-fat or minimally processed varieties without added sugars. These small tweaks preserve flavor while giving your legs the nutrients they need. But diet alone isn't enough. You also need to engage your muscles. Even gentle, daily exercises can reinforce leg strength dramatically. Simple chair squats, standing calf raises, or short walks improve muscle tone, circulation, and balance. For example, stand up from your chair without using your hands. Even if it's challenging at first, do it a few times a day. Over weeks, your legs will grow stronger, and those wobbly knees moments will decrease. Let's talk about hydration, something often ignored. Muscles and joints need water to function properly. Dehydration can make your muscles cramp, your knees ache, and your balance falter. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, and remember that soups, teas, and water-rich fruits count too. A simple habit: keep a water bottle by your favorite chair and take sips throughout the day. You'd be surprised how much it can help your legs feel lighter and more responsive. Here's a story that illustrates the power of these changes. Robert, 72, had been struggling with leg weakness for years. He'd stumble occasionally, felt unsteady on stairs, and had a noticeable wobble when walking. He loved processed meats and ate white bread for most meals. One day, after nearly tripping on his porch step, he decided enough was enough. He swapped deli meats for fresh chicken, replaced refined carbs with quinoa and brown rice, added salmon twice a week, and incorporated simple chair squats 3 times a day. Within 3 months, Robert noticed a huge difference. He could stand up from a chair without using his hands, climb stairs effortlessly, and even go on longer walks without fatigue. That's the power of small but consistent changes. Now, some people may wonder, I don't have time to cook or exercise. What can I do? Start small. Even one change a day counts. Swap one sugary snack for a handful of nuts, add a small portion of fish or lean meat to your lunch, or do 10 squats before brushing your teeth. The key is consistency. Small steps compound into big results over time. Let's also cover micronutrients, often overlooked but critical for leg health. Vitamin D, calcium, and magnesium support bone strength and muscle contraction. B vitamins help maintain nerve health. Without these, even strong muscles can't function optimally. Foods like leafy greens, fortified dairy, eggs, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish are excellent sources. And remember, sunlight helps your body produce vitamin D naturally, so a short daily walk in the sun does double duty: exercise and vitamin D. Here's an engagement prompt for you. Comment below with one healthy food you've added to your diet recently that makes your legs feel stronger. Sharing ideas helps everyone in the community and motivates us to make lasting changes. Another tip: plan your meals ahead of time. Many leg-weakening foods sneak into our diets because of convenience. Processed meats, fried foods, refined carbs, they're fast, easy, and familiar. Planning meals ahead ensures you have healthy options ready. Even prepping a few simple meals on the weekend, grilled chicken, roasted vegetables, boiled eggs, and cooked grains, can make a huge difference during the week. Now, Let's talk about mindset. So many seniors believe my legs are just getting old and accept weakness as inevitable. That mindset itself becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The truth is, your legs respond to nutrition, movement, and care even after 60. Believing that change is possible is the first step toward making it happen. And here's a practical daily framework you can follow to protect and strengthen your legs. 1. Start your day with protein and healthy fats, eggs with spinach, avocado, or nuts. 2. Include at least one colorful vegetable or fruit in every meal. 3. Swap refined carbs for whole grains. 4. Limit processed meats, fried foods, and sugary snacks to occasional treats, not staples. 5. Hydrate consistently throughout the day. 6. Perform gentle leg strengthening exercises multiple times a day, squats, calf raises, or short walks. 7. Get outside for a bit of sunlight for vitamin D and fresh air. Consistency is key. Every healthy choice reinforces your leg muscles, your balance, and your confidence. Let's close with another story. Helen, 67, loved bread, pastries, and sugary yogurt. She struggled with wobbly knees and feared walking on uneven ground. After watching this same video series, she gradually cut back on refined carbs, added lean protein to breakfast and lunch, bake her own vegetables, and started short daily leg exercises. Within 6 months, she noticed dramatic improvements. She could stand up without using her hands, her knees felt sturdier, and she even joined a local walking group. What seemed impossible became her reality. And this is why awareness and action matter. By understanding which foods weaken your legs and making targeted swaps, you can drastically reduce the risk of stumbles, falls, and that helpless "my legs won't hold me" feeling. It doesn't require extreme diets, expensive supplements, or intense workouts. It requires smart choices, consistency, and the belief that your legs can be strong again. So, now that you are here, here's your challenge. Take a moment today to audit your kitchen. Remove or reduce processed meats, sugary foods, refined carbs, fried foods, and low-fat dairy with added sugar. Replace them with whole foods, protein-rich meals, healthy fats, vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. Start small. Even changing one meal a day will make a difference. And comment below, which change are you going to make first? Your answer could motivate someone else to start today too. Remember, your legs don't have to betray you as you age. You can take control by understanding which foods are harming your muscles and which foods are helping them. Combine this with gentle daily exercise, hydration, and a positive mindset, and you're on the path to stronger, steadier legs. Your future self will thank you. The next step is action. Replace those harmful foods, strengthen your legs, and reclaim your confidence. You can do this. Stay tuned, hit subscribe, and don't miss it.